Welcome back to the Upside Sports Network. My name is Michael. Watching the Mariners versus the Astros, and just underway, we already have a leadoff home run by Jose Altuve. Not kidding, I literally just started the stream, and just as I do, Jose Altuve silences the Mariner crowd. 14-game win streak coming into the game for the Mariners. Thank you guys for joining us. Appreciate it. We had a few of y'all join us last night. I think all in all, I think we had like 300 total of y'all check in and out of the game last night. We'll see if we get close to that number again tonight, maybe to surpass that. But an early 1-0 lead for the Astros. The lineup, as you can see from my thumbnail today, is already posted anyway. Marco Gonzalez gets the start for the Seattle Mariners, and Jose Urquidy, the starter for the Astros. Up next will be Jeremy Pena. This one hit deep into the air, well, high into the air anyway. Ranging in as the left fielder and making the catch is Jesse Winker. Pena, the Astros candidate for Rookie of the Year, taking over that spot from Carlos Correa anyway. He'll be followed by Yordan Alvarez, back from injury. He played very well in that doubleheader yesterday against the Yankees. Alex Bregman would be next. That first pitch by Gonzalez is low. Tucker will follow Bregman, and then Gurriel, Diaz, Jake Myers getting the start in center, Martin Maldonado in the 9-hole as your catcher. 2-0 now to Alvarez. For the Mariners, Julio Rodriguez, the all-star. Honestly, he has lived up to every little bit of hype he has been given. So if you're wondering who this guy is, you might want to pay attention. He's been fantastic. He's been clutch. He's everything you could have hoped his career would have been to this point, he has surpassed. So if you haven't been paying to the Mariners baseball, he's definitely the bright spot you've been missing. Ty France is at first baseman, batting second. Winker is in left. Carlos Santana is your DH tonight. Eugenio Suarez at third, to be followed by J.P. Crawford at short. Kyle Lewis in right. Cal Raleigh is your catcher, and Adam Frazier at second. Two now to Alvarez. Gonzalez deals, and that one just misses. I mean, just misses on the inside corner, right at the belt. Kind of squeezed him there a little bit. 3-2 now is the count. One score that you may have already heard of tonight is the Toronto Blue Jays are absolutely laying the wood to the Boston Red Sox. It's 27-4. That's right. The Blue Jays are winning 27-4 in Boston. They're just absolutely handling them today. The 3-2 pitch, pounded into the dirt again, and we'll do it all over again. If you're just joining us, Jose Altuve led off the game with a home run to left center against Marco Gonzalez. Mariners are on a 14-game win streak. They've had all kinds of wins in all kinds of different ways. Walk-offs, come from behind, absolute demolishing the other team. They've done it all. However, they still are 10 games back of the Astros for the division lead. The 4-game sweep over the Rangers gave them some clearance against them, though. The Mariners sit 8 games ahead of the Rangers in the AL West. Another foul ball by Alvarez. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Gonzalez set, and the pitch. Curveball misses outside. Close, but not close enough anyway. And it will be a 1-out walk here by Gonzalez. Bregman due up next, and Kyle Tucker after him. Thank you guys for joining us. And just as I was saying that, Jake Diekman has now taken over on the mound for the Red Sox. We'll see if he can actually record some outs, just so you guys can understand the line score in that game. 27 runs, 25 hits, 1 error for the Blue Jays, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Red Sox. No, that wasn't a misprint. Little tapper over to short. Crawford flips to second, on to first, and records the double play. Gonzalez gets out of it after giving up that leadoff home run to Jose Altuve. And going to the bottom of the first, Houston leads it 1-0. If you're just joining us for the first time, appreciate it. I know a lot of you guys have joined us over the past couple of days. We do try to do a lot of different live streams. Try to cover every single team as much as we can anyway. So if your team is the Mariners or the Astros, or if your team's the A's, the Dodgers, the Mets, let us know, and we'll try to do some more live streams of them. Really appreciate you guys joining us. Appreciate the like. Thank you very much. And in fitting form, the first Blue Jay has reached on a single. It's now 27 runs, 26 hits in the game for the Blue Jays. And no, this is not a football score. This is actual, legitimate baseball. 27-4. Woo! Just checking in on some of it. Tapia has 6 RBIs in the game for the Blue Jays. Gurriel has 5. Danny Jansen, the catcher, has 6. Tapia hit an inside the park home run. Danny Jansen has 2 home runs. Teoscar Hernandez has a home run, and Matt Chapman has a home run as well. And they've actually substituted most of their big players as best they can anyway right now. Guerrero's out of the game. Bichette's out of the game. Teoscar Hernandez is out of the game. And yet they're still up 27-4. Urquidy on the mound. He's 8-4 on the year, a 4.09 ERA, a 125 whip, 74 strikeouts to 20 walks on the year. The one thing the Astros have done for years now is they've been able to develop starting pitching. Just look at Framber Valdez. He was an all-star this year. Urquidy, Lance McCullers, but McCullers is now dealing with injury issues over the past few years. They always seem to be able to get the most out of those pitching prospects over the past, 5-6 years that really extended their title window. Ball one there upstairs, another one upstairs, and it's quickly 2-0. Crawford is up there. I got to check my box score because that was the lineup that was posted 3 hours ago on the Mariners site. I got to double check and see who's actually in the lineup. Looks like they made a late scratch anyway. Julio Rodriguez is not in the lineup. J.P. Crawford moved up to the leadoff spot. Everything else looks pretty much the same outside of that, with Moore taking over in center. Be curious to see what the news is on Rodriguez. Maybe they're just being cautious coming out of the break. I mean, he did have the home run derby to do and the All-Star game. Corey Seager was held out of the Rangers game last night anyway, or yesterday, more to get rest after having to participate in the All-Star weekend. Let him get some of the rest that all the other players on the team got. Maybe that's all it is for Julio Rodriguez. 3-2 now to Crawford. He pounds it back to the screen, and we'll do it all over again. Crawford on the left-hand side of the batter's box. Readies himself. The set and the pitch. lined out into left field, but right at Aledmus Diaz for the first out of the bottom of the first. Appreciate you guys joining us. Let us know where you're watching from. If this is your first time joining us, thank you. Appreciate you. Don't be afraid to say hi. For the Astros, they'll have Diaz, Myers, and Tucker in the outfield, followed by Bregman, Pena, Altuve, and Gurriel around the infield. Maldonado doing the catching today. Ty France due up next. The set by Urquidy and the pitch. A little fastball right on the inner half of the plate there. Fouled away, and it's 0-1. Ty France on the year hitting .308, 846 OPS with 11 home runs. He was an ad as an all-star replacement anyway for the American League. He's had a fantastic first half. Definitely a career year by his numbers. 0-2 now to Ty France. If you're just joining us, follow us on Twitter at UpsideSN. That way you guys can be notified whenever we do go live, whenever we do post a short video. Posted a couple of them today. We'll post a few more tomorrow. And then tomorrow evening, I get off a little bit earlier from my 9-to-5 job. And we'll be able to do a couple of lives, kind of a double header, if you will. Got to check the baseball schedule to let you know which games we're going to do. But if you guys want us to do one of your favorite teams out there, let us know which team you want us to do tomorrow, and we'll make an effort to do so. Fouled away again by France. And remains 0-2. The set by Urquidy in the pitch. Another one right at the top of the zone, but this time a little bit too far inside, and it's 1-2. Some very lopsided scores out there, not just the Toronto and Boston score, which is still 27-4. The Chicago Cubs are up 15-1 on the Phillies. Ty France gets a little, sends a little knuckler out there to Pena, a little soft liner for the second out of the inning. Jesse Winker up there first, or up there now anyway. Takes that 94-mile-an-hour fastball well inside, right at the knee, and it's 1-0. Winker batting from the left side against the righty. This season, Winker's hitting .146 against the Astros with only 3 RBIs in 85 games total. He's only hitting .230 on the year. Mariners were certainly hoping for a lot better from a guy that many in the industry consider to be the second best left fielder in all the game, behind Juan Soto. Certainly has not lived up to that. That's why they were willing to take on the Eugenio Suarez contract. Grounds it right over there to first. Gurriel jogs over and touches the base, and the Mariners go quietly here in the first. Altuve solo home run to lead off the game for the Astros is the only scoring we have so far. And we go to the top of the second. Checking in on other scores from around baseball, the Yankees are on top of the Orioles right now in Baltimore, 7-6. Orioles are up to bat right now, though. Padres 4-1 right now on top of the Mets as they go to the top of the ninth. Braves lead against the Angels. The Angels are probably, let me take that back. They're not probably the worst. They are the worst team in baseball since May 25th, and it's not close. They trail the Braves right now 3-0 in the bottom of the seventh. Braves threatening to do a little bit more damage as they have 2 on with nobody out. The Rays are on top of the Royals, 5-1 in the bottom of the sixth. Indians on top of the White Sox, 8-2. You got to wonder how much longer the White Sox staff or management is going to be comfortable with Tony La Russa leading the ship there. Seems during the All-Star break he was given a vote of confidence. which can be the kiss of death anyway for some managers. In the bottom of the 6th, the Rockies and Brewers are tied at 3. The Diamondbacks and Nationals are scoreless so far in the bottom of the 3rd. Oakland leads at 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd against Texas. Dodgers and Giants also scoreless in the bottom of the 1st. Games that have already gone final anyway. The Cincinnati Reds getting off to a good start here in the second half, winning the game 9-5 against the Cardinals. Marlins recovering from having like 30-something plus scoreless straight innings anyway. It's even dating back before the All-Star break. They take care of the Pittsburgh Pirates on the road, 8-1. Move to within 5 games of 500 anyway. And that's your out-of-town scoreboard. Right now, Astros are on top 1-0. Just waiting for the top of the 2nd to get underway. Altuve led the game off with a home run to left center. Julio Rodriguez was a late scratch, it looks like, from the Mariners lineup. Gonzalez set and delivers. Little tapper behind home plate anyway, and it's 0-1. Kyle Tucker on the year hitting .253, 18 home runs, 62 RBIs. Similar numbers against the Mariners this year, hitting .265. Does have a home run and 3 RBIs against them. They will play the Mariners, I believe, 7 times over the next 10 games anyway, with the A's in between there. This will be a 3-game set in Seattle. Then they'll face the A's. Possibly. I mean, they don't have Julio Rodriguez or Urquidy's a good pitcher on the mound for the Astros. Not that he has great numbers this year, but he's still a very high-quality pitcher. Gurriel digging in, hitting .235 this year, 7 home runs, 26 RBIs in 84 games. He has struggled this year against the Mariners, hitting .182. Kind of a blimp there thrown up there by Gonzalez. Not competitive at all with that pitch. And it's 1-0. The set and the pitch. Misses with the fastball. Well, I'll call it a fastball for now anyway. Off the plate inside. And it's 2-0. Thanks for joining us, Jack. Appreciate it. That one misses outside again. And it's 3-0. Astros fan? That one gets in the zone, and it's 3-1. This one right at the knees, and it's 3-2. Where are you watching from? This one gets inside, and Gurriel fouls it back behind home plate. Remains 3-2. Oh, you're actually in Houston. Cool. Appreciate you watching the live. This one lifted into left. Winker unable to get there. That's a nice base hit there for Gurriel. Astros trying to get something going here in the top of the 2nd. Welcome back, Charles. Appreciate you. Yeah. I don't pay too much attention either way right now. Still too far away. This one popped up behind home plate. The catcher tosses his mask and makes the catch. And Diaz is retired. Jake Meyers due up next. 2 away here in the top of the second. Appreciate you guys joining us on our live. Jake Meyers hitting .233 this year, 1 home run, 10 RBIs. Against the Mariners, he's having a very good year, or in his career anyway. He's hitting .294 against the Mariners in his career anyway. Gonzalez misses low, 1-0. Myers unable to hold up on that check swing, and it's 1-1. Just checking in on the other scores from around the game. The Phillies are starting to creep back anyway in the bottom of the ninth. They've at least got 2 runs across now. It's 15-2. Boston as well trying to creep back into the game. It's now 27-5. As Gurriel takes second there. Got a fantastic jump, was halfway to second base before the catcher could even get the ball out of his mitt and into his hand, but just wasn't able to complete the transfer. Didn't even get a throw off. That pitch misses low, and it's 2-2. Runner is in scoring position right now. Gurriel on the year, by the way, that's the 4th steal of the year for him in 4 attempts. Not exactly the most fleet of foot guy. Still gets the job done. The set and the pitch. Popped up foul territory. Racing over is France and makes the catch right up against the screen. That's the 3rd out of the inning, and we go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 our score. I mentioned that the Braves were threatening to score. Well, they have. They scored 3 more against the Angels. It's now 6-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Arizona's opened up a little bit on the Nationals, 4-0. Outside of that, the rest of the scores remain the same. Dodgers have indeed loaded the bases right now against the Giants in the bottom of the 1st, 2 away. So have you always been an Astros fan, or is this your, or you just start following them over the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years since they started winning? I agree. The Mariners they need a playoff run. I don't know. I think it's the longest active playoff drought in the majors right now. It's kind of abysmal. I mean, I never had a bone to pick with the Mariners except for maybe the year Ichiro came up. It was just difficult when you're a Ranger fan watching Ichiro get little slap hits that most other players in the league couldn't get on their best day. Of course, that's about it. Outside of that, Mariners are a pretty easy team to root for. They're not too divisive one way or the other. But have you been a fan? Okay, you said all your life, old Astrodome? Okay, good. Yeah, I was a fan back in the day of when I was a kid anyway, with Moises Alou, Bagwell, Biggio, Richard Hidalgo, those days, Brad Ausmus. Roy Oswalt, and then right around the time they basically threw in the towel. There just wasn't a reason to watch the game. I mean, it was going to be rough every single night. And then Jose Altuve was the lone bright spot for a couple of years. And then George Springer came up, and that killed my love of the Astros. I just could not get behind George Springer or Carlos Correa. Both of those guys are now gone, so maybe I can finally start to get back into the Astros again. Pitch misses high to Santana. Santana hitting .218 on the year, 8 home runs and 29 RBIs. That one finds the zone, and it's 1-2. Hammered right to the first baseman, Gurriel. Steps on first base for good measure. And that's the first out of the inning. Nice hard hit ball, though, by Santana. One good thing I will say about Carlos Correa is he stuck up for his teammates whenever they were going through all that trash can drama, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They've been doing it in all kinds of different ways. They've been doing it with a little bit of pitching, timely hitting, very timely hitting, honestly, in a few of those games. They haven't been committing a lot of errors, but they've just been playing better baseball all the way around. Their bats haven't been great, but they've been able to get the hit when they need it. Suarez this year, 92 games, .239 average, 16 home runs, and 50 RBIs. Suarez trying to get back to those days of the Reds when he was considered an aircraft carrier type player, signed the big deal, and just has not lived up to it one iota since signing it. 2-0 now to Suarez. That one misses outside, and it's 3-0. That and the Mariners have so much depth, especially in the outfield, that they can pretty much mix their lineup to whatever would suit their lineup best against a pitcher. That one dumped down the left field line. Fair ball goes down into the corner. Diaz waits for it to kind of circle around. And Suarez is up or into second base with a stand-up double. Nice piece of hitting there. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Up to 18 for a moment there. If you're just joining us, hit that like button and subscribe. We do a lot of live videos, a lot of live streams anyway, of Major League Baseball, the NBA, NFL, and the NHL. Do a lot of short videos, put out a couple of those today to keep you all updated on what's going on with your favorite team. Trade deadline less than 2 weeks away now. There was a trade today by the Mets. They acquired Daniel Vogelbach, who will be their designated hitter going forward. Kyle Lewis digs in. 4 for 15. Royals are a very interesting team right now. Lots of young talent, look very good. Watch for them in 2 years to be very competitive. I don't know about that one. I mean, the Royals, I don't think they've got a very good team. I think they've got a couple of good young pieces, but they're a long way from being a good team. Their pitching is just yikes. The best start they had from, what was his name, Bubek the other day that we did the live stream on. That was his first high-quality start that he's had all year. And he is getting better, don't get me wrong, but they don't really have much pitching. Now, as far as offensive talent, they got 2 or 3 pieces to kind of build around, but they're never going to be a team to be able to put other players around them. So you got to pretty much have like 5 or 6 guys, not just 3 or 4. I'm just not a believer in the Royals right now. Give it 2 years, and maybe they'll be 2 years away. It didn't say try again. 3-1 now. Kyle Lewis was once the top prospect for the Mariners. I mentioned all that depth they have. Well, the injuries that he had kind of opened the door to all these other players to get some playing time. Swing and a miss. Lewis way out in front. Still trying to get his feet back under him. Hitting .267 on the year. Has 1,000 OPS with 2 home runs. 3-2 now. Suarez on second. The pitch beneath the zone, and that's going to be ball 4. Mariners have something going here. Urquidy up to 30 pitches now here in the bottom of the second. It'll be Cal Raleigh due up next, hitting .206 on the year. He's doing the catching tonight for the Mariners. 13 home runs and 34 RBIs. This year versus the Astros, he's 4 for 22 with a couple of home runs. Takes a fastball there right at the knees on the inside half of the plate, and it's 0-1. Rangers have tied it in the bottom of the 4th against the A's, 1-1. Dodgers have taken a 1-0 lead over the Giants. The rest of the scores remain the same. This one tapped foul. Catcher unable to hold on to that one. 0-2. Cubs do end up defeating the Phillies 15-2. Appreciate all 20 of y'all joining us. Welcome, Andre. I haven't heard anything yet. I'm waiting for the news to come out. Yanks in Baltimore. At last I saw it was 7-6. Still 7-6 in the top of the 9th. That one up and in, misses, and it's 1-2. No reason has been given, according to most of the reporters out there right now. They're saying something might have happened when he was trying to catch the first pitch and received his All-Star jersey. I don't know if anything happened then, though. I tuned into the game just as Altuve hit his home run. Cal Raleigh strikes out on that one, way out in front. Urquidy trying to get out of this jam that he's got with 2 outs now. First pitch swinging, lifted out into center, but Myers drifts over a few feet, and that ends the threat. Astros still in front 1-0 on the Jose Altuve solo home run. Got to go Orioles out there. Let's see. Yep, 7-6 still. Let me check in on what's going on there real quick for y'all. Looks like we're going to the bottom of the 9th. Dylan Tate just struck out DJ LeMahieu. For the Orioles, it looks like they'll have the top of the order due up, I believe. Yep. So it'll be Mullins, Rutschman, and Mancini. But yeah, still no news. I just checked on all the different reporters from the Mariners stuff, and they all say they haven't gotten any official word yet on why he was scratched. He apparently did come out before the game to get the All-Star jersey and all that before the game, and he appeared fine then, according to the reporters. They didn't see anything obviously wrong with him anyway. Maybe it's just giving him rest. Maybe that's what it is, but I don't expect it to be anything serious at this point. Braves have scratched another run across the board, and it's now 7-0. Toronto still hammering the Red Sox, 27-5. Yes, you heard that right, 27-5. It's now 8-2. The Guardians, pardon me, on top of the White Sox. Rest of the scores are indeed the same still. San Diego did indeed beat the Mets 4-1. Looks like we're just about to come out of commercial break here. If you're just joining us, thank you. Appreciate y'all. I mean, everybody says that the Mariners never get enough love, and even with everybody saying that, they still don't get enough love. Of course, where they are geographically doesn't really help them develop any natural rivalries with anybody close by. There isn't a team in Portland. That's probably the nearest big city that could probably host a major league team someday, but that's honestly never going to happen. Fouled away there by Maldonado. Maldonado hitting 164 on the year, 9 home runs, 26 RBIs. This year versus the Mariners, he is hitting 2 for 23. He does have a home run with a couple RBIs. Clay Holmes is on for the Yankees anyway, trying to close things down against the Orioles. One and one now to Maldonado. The set by Gonzalez and the pitch. Hit down the first base line into the seats about 5-6 rows back. And it's 1-2. That one misses inside, and it's 2-2. Up next would be Jose Altuve, followed by Pena. At the time when the Astros said, "Oh yeah, we're willing to set a firm price with Carlos Correa," I didn't really know what they had behind him. Hadn't paid too much attention to the minor league depth of the Astros in about a year or so. Maldonado lifts this one out to center. Dylan Moore is there and makes the catch. One away. But they apparently have a good one in Pena. He's hitting 262 on the year, a solid fill-in for Carlos Correa's production. Now, don't get me wrong, he's still not Carlos Correa. But he's playing for, what, 1/35 of his price? They show the home run by Altuve that went 422 feet back in the first. Changeup right down the middle, fouled away. And it's 0-1. Gonzalez set, and the pitch. Misses inside with that one, and it's 1-1. Gonzalez up to 38 pitches now on the day. Altuve hitting 273 on the year, 18 home runs now with 34 RBIs. Mullins has indeed struck out, so Clay Holmes gets the first out of the inning for the Yankees. It'll be up to Rutschman. Altuve pops this one behind home plate, and it's 1-2. Got some Yankees and Orioles fans out there, I'm sure, curious how that one resolves. Orioles have played much better over the past 2 months. We'll see if they can keep on winning here in the second half or if they kind of run out of gas. 1-2 in our game, though. Gonzalez trying to finish off Altuve without any damage. The pitch. Well outside. 2-2. Altuve takes time. Bouncer right up the middle, but the shift is on. Right into the second baseman's hands and flipped on to first. And the second out is recorded. Adam Frazier making the play. He came over this offseason in a trade from the San Diego Padres, where he was acquired there at the trade deadline last year. Trade deadline is coming up in about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, a little bit less than anyway. But the Astros don't have too many holes on their roster. Could always use a bench bat, of course. Could always use some bullpen help, but they don't really have too much. They could, of course, use some more production from that catcher spot, but I doubt they go that route. Pena swings and misses at strike one at the top of the zone. Toronto has tacked on another run. It's now 28-5. They have a couple runners on in the top of the ninth against the Red Sox. Let's see if they can push that run total over 30. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch beneath the knees, and it's 0-2. Royals have put on a couple more runs on the board. Rays still on top, though, 5-3. 0-2 here to Jeremy Pena. Gonzalez set, and the pitch. Little tapper, just foul. Little roller out to third base. Remains 0-2. Gonzalez set, and the pitch. Another tapper, this one right to Suarez. Airmails that one onto first. Makes a nice catch over there as Ty France kind of backpedaling over first base. Still has his foot on the bag, though, and the side is retired. Gonzalez has bounced back very nicely after giving up that leadoff home run. Has a conversation with the umpire as he comes off the field. But if you're just joining us, Jose Altuve led the game off for the Houston Astros with a solo home run to left center. Went about 422 feet. Astros lead it 1-0 on the strength of that home run. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. For the Mariners, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. For the Mariners will be Dylan Moore in center, who was put in the lineup last minute, replacing Julio Rodriguez, who left the game, or was scratched from the lineup anyway. J.P. Crawford was moved to the leadoff spot with that announcement. He will be second, followed by Ty France. Still no word yet on Julio Rodriguez. Looks like one of the reporters is saying this might be completely precautionary. He was a little sore coming out of the break and looked a little slow during batting practice, according to one reporter. Possible. So that's kind of your Julio Rodriguez update. So it looks like the Blue Jays will not be scoring 30 runs in that game. They did get that 1 run across, but they will give way to the Red Sox anyway. They are currently winning 28-5. If that game gets even within 10 runs, I'll let y'all know. The Yankees and Orioles game. There is a runner on first anyway. Rutschman is on. Santander's at the plate right now, but there are 2 away. Urquidy dealing to Moore. Curveball right at the top of the zone on the outside corner. Strike 1 there. Arizona tacks on another run against the Nationals, 5-0. Swing and a miss. Another off-speed pitch. Has Moore way out in front, and it's 0-2. The pitch, another off-speed pitch, a little tapper right to the third base coach, and it remains 0-2. Orioles game is over. They lose to the Yankees today, 7-6. Santander grounded out to Isaiah Kiner-Falefa to end the game. Moore staying alive there. Fouling off that 93-mile-an-hour heater. Urquidy set, and the delivery. Misses well outside. Reached back for a little extra on that one, on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Still 1-0 anyway. There was a little bit of an update on Julio Rodriguez anyway. According to one of the reporters, he looked a little sore during, said he was sore during batting practice, looked a little slow as well. So this is looking like it's probably precautionary is why Julio Rodriguez was scratched from the lineup. Moore fouls this one off and again stays alive. Moore hitting 188 on the year, 707 OPS with 5 home runs. Another foul. Moore making Urquidy earn this one. Oh, definitely. Mariners will make the playoffs. Book it. This is the year the drought ends. Not saying they'll do anything in the playoffs, but I'm saying their playoff drought is over. Urquidy set and the pitch. Hit hard, but right at Jake Meyers. Barely had to move a couple of steps. And there is one away. Good at bat, though, by Moore. But yeah, I think the Mariners are going to take one of the wild cards. I don't think they'll take the division. I don't even think they'll get all that close to the division lead. But I think they'll probably take one of those the wild card spots. I think the other two probably go to the AL East, if I had to guess right now. I know the Guardians are always a team that's going to be in the mix for either the division or a wild card. But for me, it's going to come down to the AL East. Strike one there to Crawford. Urquidy set and the pitch beneath the zone, and it's 1-1. But yeah, I'm putting money on. If I were to put money on a game right now, I would put Mariners to make the playoffs, whatever it takes. Little roller out there to Pena. Nice throw onto first, and Crawford is retired. Well, it's not even about this series. I think if, say, the Mariners lose the next 5 games, I don't think that ends their season either. I think that the Mariners, Jerry DiPoto, Trader Jerry, is going to make whatever move he has to make that starting rotation just a little bit better. I think he's going to add a bullpen piece like he always seems to want to do. And he's not afraid to push the chips to the middle when he needs to. But if he's not willing to sit around the border and not make a move one way or the other. In a year, was it last year that they traded Kendall Graveman to the Astros anyway, and the Mariners locker room was kind of upset about it, saying, hey, why are you taking pieces away from our team? Well, it's because he knew they really didn't really have a chance to make the playoffs, so he wasn't willing to sit around the middle and miss making the playoffs by a game or two. Instead, cash him in, see what you can get. Ow. Looks like Maldonado might have actually hurt himself on that one. I mean, it was just a fluky little play there, looking at the replay just to see what happened. Something with his foot. That camera angle is way too close. Come on, camera people. Oh, okay, I see what happened. He was trying to catch the ball that was well inside. It bounced off the heel of his hand, went off the toe of his foot. And he kind of was limping around for a minute. I thought he just hurt himself just getting out of his stance. A little bit of a fluky little play there. Looks like he's going to be fine, though. Mariners announced that Julio Rodriguez was scratched from the lineup due to left wrist soreness, according to John Paul Morosi. Shohei Ohtani, of course, got the start for the Angels today. Absolutely got crushed by the Braves. But for those of you who guys were wondering, Julio Rodriguez scratched due to left wrist soreness. Urquidy set and the pitch. A little tapper again. Maldonado has a little bit of a lunge anyway. remains 0-2. Urquidy is filling up the strike zone today. Out of his 50 pitches now, he is up to 33 strikes on the day. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Hit that like button if you're just joining us, watching the game. Take part in the chat. Let us know what you think is going on. That pitch well outside. 1-2. Hit that subscribe button. As I mentioned before, follow us on Twitter at UpsideSN. That's where we're going to post whenever we do a live like this or whenever we put out a short. That way you'll be notified. And if you want to watch, you can join us. Or you can save it for later whenever you get time. Catch one of our shorts with the trade deadline coming up in about just a little under anyway, 2 weeks. A lot of moves are expected to be made, one of which was Daniel Vogelbach being traded today from the Pirates to the Mets. That one misses inside to Ty France, and it's 2-2. Urquidy up to 53 pitches now. Probably. I mean, he's a young player. He doesn't know any better yet. He probably pushed himself way too far, honestly. I was kind of surprised how many home runs he hit. Shows you how much talent he has, though. They keep comparing him to the best, Mariners in history. Ken Griffey Jr., Ichiro Suzuki, and how good of a player he is, though. He's on pace with both of those players for a start to a career. We'll see how he finishes the second half if he maintains those numbers. I believe he will. 3-2 pitch there is tapped foul by France, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. Little grounder out to short. Pena flips on to first. The throw pulled Gurriel off the bag. Ty France, instead of trying to get around him, he just kind of started backpedaling back towards home plate. And Gurriel's like, I'm not chasing you, and just turned around and walked back to first and touched the base. Well, we got a couple of Astros fans out here. I'll tell you what I told him earlier. I was a fan of them growing up, lost interest in them with the additions of Correa and Springer. But now that both of them are gone, I can start cheering for not my Astros. I can't say that yet. I can start cheering for the Astros right now. But as far as what do I think of them from the outside looking in, they've done a great job being able to maintain their success over the past couple of years when other teams probably would have fallen behind. Kyle Tucker was a great addition, not trading him for a deadline acquisition when he was still in the minors. Got to give credit to the management staff there. Of course, it's a different management staff now. But as far as their starting pitching, the way they've been able to develop starting pitching, Valdez, fantastic. Urquidy, fantastic. To dislike about Springer and Correa? That list is quite lengthy, my friend. Springer, I can actually tolerate him and with the Blue Jays a little bit more. He's toned down his cockiness. I don't mind a cocky player, but you got to earn it first. And he just opened it up with it when he came up from the minors anyway. Just couldn't stand it. Just the way he carried himself on the field. Carlos Correa, everybody kind of anointed him the next Derek Jeter. Sorry, I never saw it. But as far as what to not like about him, I mean, how do I put it? Just the smug attitude he played with, I guess. That's why I didn't care for Carlos Correa. Got a big old helping of humble pie this offseason, though. Sounded like he threw a temper tantrum with Scott Boras, or with his agent anyway, firing his agent. First pitch by Gonzalez is upstairs, ball one. Yordan Alvarez up there right now. Berkman, Bagwell, Biggio, Lidge. Yeah, that's true. Pujols kind of ruined everybody's spirit back then. Speaking as a Ranger fan, he did it to me. Of course, I still think the Rangers should have won that World Series against the Cardinals, but they unfortunately did not get it done, and still are one of the few franchises without a title, one of the longest streaks in the majors right now. That one lifted out to center. Alvarez all the way back out to the warning track, and that one's gone. That one just kept on carrying right out of that ballpark, and Alvarez shows off his strength. Gonzalez shakes his head in disgust, and it's 2-0 Astros. Home run by Altuve in the first, a home run here by Alvarez in the fourth. Astros take a 2-0 advantage. I was worried Alvarez wouldn't be able to hit for enough consistency early on in his career, but he's been able to maintain that batting average and allow that power to kind of play through naturally. He's really impressed over the last couple of years. Bregman's the one player that's probably put too much on his shoulders over the past couple of years, and that seemed to affect his numbers. Right now he's hitting 244, a 777 OPS with 12 homers. I think he's still trying to do too much on the field, honestly. That pitch touches, and I mean touches the outside corner. Bregman stares down the home plate umpire, says a few words to him. No, yeah, I haven't set up a donation link yet. I had somebody in my chat last night who was actually wanting to donate and was kept trying to figure out a way to donate, but just haven't set that up yet. I really should look into how to get that going. But just trying to get more subscribers, trying to get to monetization. A nice hit right down the line, hits the alcove in the wall there, and Bregman will have a stand-up double here in the fourth. Yeah, I'll give you that. Gonzalez up to 53 pitches with no outs here in the fourth. Kyle Tucker due next. Pops this one, first pitch out into left field. Winker a couple of steps to his right, makes the catch, and there's one away. Yuli Gurriel due up next. So 1 for 1 on the day, hitting 238 on the year, 676 OPS with 7 home runs. Ooh. NHL news, Matthew Kachuk has been traded to the Florida Panthers. Wow. Calgary really gutting their roster right now. They lost Johnny Hockey, the best free agent on the market this year. And now this. This one poked down to right field all the way out to the warning track. Lewis makes the catch. Bregman moves to third, but there are 2 away. But yeah, Matthew Kachuk has been traded. What? Jonathan Huberdeau going the other way with a first? Oh my goodness. This is going to be a massive hockey trade. Wow. I know not a lot of you guys are hockey fans out there, don't pay attention to hockey. America really focuses on, okay, that looked like a harder hit ball initially, but going out as Crawford makes the catch. down the left field line, and that's the end of the inning. But this trade is going to be something if you're any type of hockey fan at all. Wow. Because Kachuk would not re-sign with the Flames, they were going to have to deal him. They were not willing to go the route they did with Johnny Hockey and lose him for nothing. And it sounds like Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar, a first and a prospect go for Kachuk. That's surprising. Huberdeau is a very good player in his own right. Honestly, they're very similar as far as quality, in my opinion, and yet they're still getting Weegar, a first and a prospect for wow. And they're still going to have to pay Kachuk too. Florida does like to make big moves. But if you're just joining us, some great baseball over the past couple of weeks. And now yet some more hockey news. That's surprising. They announced the extension now for Kachuk. He gets 8 years at $9.5 million. It's going to be Kachuk for Huberdeau, Weegar, Cole Schwint, and a first. That's a massive contract for Kachuk. Wow. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. All right, going to the bottom of the fourth, it'll be Winker, Santana, and Suarez for the Mariners, trying to get on the board here after the Astros have jumped out to a 2-0 lead on the strength of an Altuve home run in the first and an Alvarez home run in the fourth. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm from Texas as well, about 2 hours east of Dallas anyway. But there ain't no ice here except for maybe a week. Whenever we had snowpocalypse anyway. But the Dallas Stars have done a nice job of getting star centers built all over the place. I think within an hour drive of Dallas, there's like 8 or 9 star centers where young players or young teenagers can play hockey. That first pitch grounded up through the middle. Nice piece of hitting by Winker, and that will be a leadoff single there for Winker into center. Urquidy at 57 pitches. Carlos Santana due next. But if you're just joining us, Toronto absolutely obliterated the Red Sox today. Score of 28-5 was the final. Cubs beat the Phillies 15-2. Even the Reds got in the win column 9-5 over the Cardinals. Marshall? No, too far. But Tyler Longview area. That pitch misses beneath the zone, and it's 1-1. Appreciate you liking the tweet, Jay Paul. If you guys haven't followed us on Twitter yet, please do so. That way you guys will be notified whenever we do post a video out there. Yeah, Tyler's a pretty nice place anyway. Urquidy set and the pitch. That pitch is hammered hard by Santana. One thing I will say for Santana, he's really putting the barrel on the ball today. Doesn't have anything to show for it yet, though. Santana does not strike out much, if at all. I think he's only been struck out like 9 times on the year. This one's popped up behind home plate. Maldonado giving it a look, but that one's over the dugout. Fan made a nice try to catch it. Might have dumped his beer on top of the dugout, it looks like. Yep. Everybody's reacting to that the Panthers trade to get Kachuk. Absolutely surprised Huberdeau's part of the package going the other way. Flames did a great job getting a star player back in return. It's not often you see a star dealt for another star. Not that Huberdeau is one of the top stars in the game, but he's somebody you can put on your brochure, give your fan base something to cheer for. Yeah, I wish I could. I pushed it the other day with a little bit of audio from the draft anyway. I don't even want to push it that far on something that's 1 out of 162, if you catch my drift. No use getting in any trouble over something that trivial. Santana working this count again, fouls that one down the first base line. I appreciate you for joining us, Jay. If you want to join the chat, let us know who you're cheering for. The past week, we've had a lot of gamblers on the game. Games that we're doing anyway. Am I in Seattle? No. This one popped up again behind home plate. Maldonado gives it a look, but it's well back out of play. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Arcady up to 65. Thought process is with any good starter, if you can get him out of the game, maybe you can get to the bullpen. Who, me, Seattle fan? No, I can't find a reason not to root for or to root against them. I'll put it that way. I mean, I didn't really care for King Felix as he aged a little bit. I didn't really care for Kyle Seager, and then of course there's trade rumors that he might come to the Rangers. I've mentioned in a few of my lives that my biases, of course, my favorite team, the Rangers, the Mavericks, the Cowboys, unfortunately, and the Dallas Stars, not necessarily in that order. Hockey is my favorite sport of all. If you ever get to go to a live game, it beats every single one of them put together, and it's not close. But if you ever get to go to a live hockey game, go. You're missing out. Baseball and basketball tied for 2nd and 3rd. Football a distant 4th, but do still enjoy it quite a bit. That one in the dirt, and it will be 3-2. Looks like we'll have an 11th pitch to this at-bat. Yeah, I do pretty much any market, any team. I was telling everybody who was watching last night, let me know who I should do the game for tonight. I tried to get you all to tell me which game to do, but told you I got off about 7. I tried to get a game going by 8 or 9 anyway. Nobody commented anything, so we took the last one of the night, Mariners and Astros. Fouled off again by Santana, and we'll have a 12th pitch to this at-bat. Urquidy looks tired. He takes kind of a kneel out to the side of the mound. Takes a knee out to the side of the mound. Kind of catches breath. Santana's shaking his head. Little smirk on his face. Long at bat like this could throw off Urquidy going forward, so we'll see how it goes. That one misses in the dirt, and Santana takes a 12-pitch walk. Not often you see that. Mariners got a little bit of something going here. 2 on, nobody out to start the 4th inning. Next will be Eugenio Suarez. A lot of power in that bat. Don't want to pitch low and in. Dusty Baker checking his lineup card. Suarez on the year, 241 now for the average, 16 home runs and 50 RBIs. Had a double in the 2nd. A double here scores a run at least. Suarez, the pitch to Suarez. Outside, good movement on that pitch. Fooled Suarez all the way, and it's 0-1. Urquidy just happy somebody else besides Santana is up there. That one, same pitch. Tried to get him to chase again, and it's 1-1. Appreciate you guys joining us. If this is your first time joining us, hit that subscribe button. Turn on your alerts. That way, whenever we do go live, you can join us. Whenever we post a short video, you can watch that to stay up to date on your favorite team. Cover all 4 major sports. That one misses outside again. Pretty much the same spot, but a straight fastball there, and it's 2-1. We cover the MLB, NBA, NHL, and the NFL. Major news tonight out of the hockey world: Matthew Kachuk traded to by the Flames to the Panthers. Suarez unable to hold up again. That one ends up in the other batter's box, and it's 2-2. Suarez looking a little silly in this at bat. The set by Urquidy and the pitch. Nice fastball right at the top of the zone. Suarez was not ready for the heat on that one. And that's the first out here in the 4th. It'll be Kyle Lewis next. I believe he had a walk in his last at bat. Cal Raleigh to follow, and then Adam Frazier. Yep, Suarez was completely fooled on that one. That one in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Swing and a miss there, and it's 1-1. That one just off the outside corner. He's not given that outside corner today. It's 2-1. Kyle Lewis got a very good eye tonight. Maldonado going to come out and talk to Urquidy here. This might be to change up the signs here. Maldonado looked like he might have seen something. Either that or he wasn't communicating very well with Urquidy. We'll see what they say. Yeah, it looks like they were just a little bit off. They weren't on the same page what they wanted to do there. Don't want to make a mistake here to Kyle Lewis. He could make it a 3-2 game real quick here. The pitch well outside. That one literally halfway across the other's batter box anyway. And it goes to 3-1. Urquidy struggling with a little bit of command now after being very proficient earlier in the game. The 3-1 down low, but Lewis swings and misses at that one. If he holds back, maybe it's a bases loaded situation. 3-2 is the count, though, as he is unable to lay off. 3-2, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Mariners finally have something going possibly here. 2 home runs in the game for the Astros, and they lead currently 2-0. Urquidy set. Looks like Urquidy was surprised by something. Looks like time was called by somebody out in the field. Looks like something fell on the field, actually. Jake Myers racing over to scoop it up and hand it back to the fan. Three-two pitch here. Urquidy could really use a double play, get him out of this inning. The pitch, fastball right down the middle, over to Bregman, flipped on to Altuve onto first, and that is a double play. Wow. Great job by Alex Bregman getting it over quickly to Altuve. It wasn't close at either base. Kyle Lewis isn't a slow runner, but they made him look slow there as that double play was turned very quickly. And Urquidy is out of trouble. Through 4, we are 2-0 Astros. Altuve with a home run in the first. Alvarez a home run in the fourth. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Astros. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Mariners. Checking in on scores from around baseball anyway. Most of the other games are starting to go final anyway. Dodgers and Giants have tied it up 1 apiece in the bottom of the 4th. Oakland has surged out to a 4-1 lead against Texas. Arizona still on top of the Nationals 6-0. In the bottom of the 9th, Rockies and Brewers are still tied at 3. Still the same score, Guardians and White Sox with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Rays have extended their lead now at 7-3 over the Royals, 1 away in the bottom of the 9th. That one looking to go final here shortly. Other games that have now gone final, the Braves do beat the LA Angels, handing them their 54th loss of the year now. They win 8-1. But the big news out of the NHL, the trade for Matthew Kachuk. He was given an 8-year contract, which could only have been done in this trade anyway by the Florida Panthers, as if they had offered him that deal in free agency, they'd have been limited to 7. But they give him 8 years at $9.5 million. If you're unfamiliar with the salary cap in hockey, it's around $85 million. You have 12 forwards, 6 defensemen, a couple of bench players, and a goalie, of course, and a backup goalie that you have to fit on the active roster within that budget. Then, of course, you still have to account for your minors, etc., contracts they have buried. So giving Matthew Kachuk 9.5, that's a big contract and a big bite out of their salary cap room. The trade itself is more of a star-for-star trade as well, which is very rare in sports nowadays. Usually it's a star for a couple rotation players, that kind of thing, maybe a top prospect or 2 and draft picks. Nope, this one had a high-quality NHL regular, Jonathan Huberdeau, who was once the star, the face of the Panthers at one time. But now that'll be Matthew Kachuk. Good pitch there by Gonzalez, and it's 0-1 to Jake Myers. Myers fouls off the second offering there, back behind home plate, and it's quickly 0-2. We saw the Kyler Murray deal get done yesterday anyway, 5 years, $230 million. Posted a short video on that earlier this morning, so if you haven't checked it out yet, make sure you give us a follow, subscribe here on YouTube, and check that video out when you're able to. That one misses beneath the zone, and it's 1-2 here in the top of the 5th. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Really helps us. See if we can get more people to join our community as the game goes along. Swing and a miss. Gonzalez gets the strikeout there. That might be his first strikeout of the game so far for Gonzalez. Martin Maldonado up. 9-hole hitter for the Astros. 0-for-1 today. Had a fly ball in the 3rd. Hitting 164 on the year. Does have 9 home runs. You got to watch out for that power. And as I say that, watch out for that power. Crushed down the left field line. About a couple of rows back in the bleachers. And it's 3-0. 3 solo home runs today for the Houston Astros. Haven't had too much going outside of that. Does a nice little shimmy anyway around the bases. Gary Pettis bangs helmets with him. And Martin Maldonado gets the job done. 3-0 now, Houston over the Mariners. Thank you, Kidney. Appreciate it. Getting a lot of practice anyway, calling a whole bunch of different games. We started around opening day anyway, calling the Rangers and Blue Jays. I think we've done, I want to say at least 15 of these now, maybe more. That one up at the eyes of Altuve. Altuve really wanted to go back-to-back there, somehow able to keep his back behind, or the bat out of the strike zone. And it's 1-0. Gonzalez giving up a few long balls today. Has seen his ERA rise to 3.61. A little tapper, bunt hit, and Altuve is easily safe there. I mean, he could have run all the way to the foul pole and been safe anyway. Nice piece of hitting there by Altuve, recognizing the defense was playing back. Hit it where they ain't. It's one thing I enjoyed about Jose Altuve on those losing teams that the Astros had before they got that core up. He would do that all the time. And then everybody got pull happy and launch angle happy, and it just went away. Looks like we're going to have a mound visit here. Jeremy Pena due up next, hitting .261 on the year, .755 OPS with 13 home runs. First pitch swinging by Pena, and he lifts that into right center. A little blooper. Gets down. Lewis throws it in, but Altuve is easily onto third base. It'll be runners at the corners with one away. Now it's Gonzalez's turn to ask for that double play ball. Got to watch out, though. Yordan Alvarez does hit into a fair amount of those, but he's also walked today and hit that solo home run earlier out to center. His average at .311 on the year now. Got to think the Mariners bullpen might get going if Alvarez is able to put a charge into one. Gonzalez, though, is only at 65 pitches, has been very efficient so far. Alvarez has 28 home runs on the year now, 64 RBIs. I think he's good for like third in all of baseball in home runs, something like that. That one well up and in. Alvarez bends out of the way of that one, and it's 1-0. If you're just joining us anyway on YouTube, say hi. Don't be afraid. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button and join us. Nice curveball there. Bends in at the top of the zone. Alvarez frozen there. Gonzalez drops the ball on the toss back. Scrambles to pick it up before anybody can advance. 1-1 now the count, though. Gonzalez is set. And the pitch. Well outside. 2-1. Fewest games, 250 RBIs in their careers since 1920. Wow. Yordan Alvarez, 311. That's impressive. Good for 10th all time. 2-2 now to Alvarez as that one gets in the zone. I told you there might be some bullpen stirring anyway if Alvarez is able to get on. There might already be somebody moving back there, though. The pitch, this one down the left field line, going back on it is Winker. Makes the catch, though, up against the warning track and crashes into the wall after he takes another step. Altuve scores easily on the sacrifice fly. That one almost got over the head of Jesse Winker. Welcome in, Zach. Alvarez thought he might have had another one there, but missed it by just a little bit. Thank you for subscribing. It really helps us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Astros have taken a 4-0 lead now here in the top of the fifth. No, I do all kinds of baseball, that kind of thing. I do Yankee games. I do Blue Jays. I do Royals, Rangers, Dodgers. This one popped up on the second pitch. Raleigh is there, and the side is retired, but the damage is done. 2 runs get across here in the 5th. Astros have hit 3 home runs in the game and then scored another on a sacrifice fly. White Sox fan, yeah. Y'all were supposed to have been much better this year. Well, since you're a White Sox fan, I got to ask you. I've been wondering why they haven't fired Tony La Russa. And White Sox fans apparently have been chanting for him to be fired for over 2 months now, since I watched one of their games and did a live stream a couple months back anyway. But why exactly is he still there, and why did he get the vote of confidence from management during the All-Star break that he wouldn't be fired during the season? Why do you think he's still there? I know you want to fire him. Fans all want him gone now. But why do you think they wanted to keep him? Out of respect for his career, out of what he means to the team, what he can bring the rest of the way? Is there a good reason to have kept Tony La Russa? Because of Reinsdorf? Maybe. I think you'd need to have one more voice in the room than just him, though. I'm thinking it's probably just hey, Major League Baseball, we really don't want to see his career end badly. Plus Reinsdorf, possibly. Kenny Williams and Reinsdorf. Do you like Kenny Williams? Kenny Williams, I actually do think makes some good baseball decisions. I just wonder if he knows what's don't they have that new guy there though? What's his name? It's a younger guy than Kenny Williams. I forget his name. Can't think of the name off the top of my head. Anyway, but the White Sox were supposed to be one of the best teams in baseball this year, and they just weren't. I mean, do they push all their chips to the center in a losing effort season, try to push for a playoff spot, see if they can steal that final wild card? Kind of crazy to think where they've gone anyway. Their pitching hasn't been nearly as good. I mean, look at Dallas Keuchel, dropped by the White Sox and now dropped by the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was one of their starters to begin the year. Raleigh pops that one foul, and it's 1-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Mariners trying to get something going. A good second baseman. Well, you traded it for Kimbrel, didn't you, to the Cubs? You've tried solving right field with the trade for Mazzara a couple of years ago. That didn't work. I think you were mentioned to be interested in Castellanos in the offseason. That didn't work. Little tapper to first base, and Gurriel makes the play. Beats him out, getting back to the bag. Yep. Everybody's now reporting the news. It's going to be a 2025 first-round pick in that deal that sends Kachuk to the Panthers for Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar, Cole Schmidt, and that first-round pick. We need better middle game pitchers. Jose Ruiz doesn't cut it. Matt Foster, not good. Tanner Banks, not good. If your roster's counting on those 3 players to get things done, tells me there might be something bigger going on. Well, Pollock wasn't expected to have a great year. I mean, it was mainly a salary switch, bad money for other bad money. Pollock goes to the White Sox, and Kimbrel goes to the Dodgers. Just reallocating the money to a position of need is all that was. Giolito having a bad start today. Okay. First pitch there by Urquidy, right down the middle. Strike 1 to Dylan Moore. I haven't looked at Lance Lynn's numbers. He was fantastic the last few years, especially with Texas. Oh, my goodness. Moore fouls that one back, and it's quickly 0-2. Let me look up Lance Lynn's numbers. I'm curious what they are. A 7.5 ERA. Ouch. Moore puts a charge into this one, just misses the foul pole. Do they say he got it? Yeah, I think he missed it. He almost hooked it around there, but it's still 0-2. He's only started 7 games, though. His whip is out of there, way up there anyway. You got to wonder if injury might still be affecting him this year. But yeah, I think we found the reason why they're not playing very well. Pitching. That one, Urquidy air mails a little bit, and it's 1-2. Well, you would have had a good one in Lynn. Broken bat, dribbler up the third base line. Urquidy tries to make the play, but he's safe as the throw pulls Gurriel off the bag. That bat shattered into multiple pieces there. Urquidy's got it going, but he's up to 89 pitches through 4 2/3 so far. J.P. Crawford due next. This might be the last inning for Urquidy. Kind of a check swing there by Moore is what caused that bat to break in so many pieces. Who do y'all play tomorrow anyway? In the second game of a doubleheader? Well, tomorrow I get off around 5, so I'll try to do a doubleheader tomorrow anyway. Guardians. Should be a good game. Guardians aren't world beaters, but they're always consistent. 1-0 the count now to Crawford. Pickoff attempt there. Moore's back safely. Make it another pickoff attempt, and he's back safely again. I want to look up the start time of that game because we might do that one tomorrow. They play at noon. And again at 6. I might actually do that game. Tell you what, Zach, I'll do that game just for you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Looks like it's going to be Lance Lynn versus, they haven't announced the starter yet for the Guardians. That's the late game. The early game is going to be McKenzie versus Cueto. You have a chance to take both of them, but McKenzie's going for the Guardians. He's pretty good this year. Well, maybe after the All-Star break, he finally got to reset after coming back from injury. Wow, that was a tough pitch there for Crawford. That one looked above the zone, and Urquidy got the call. 1-2 now. Crawford 0 for 2 so far on the day. Hangs tough and fouls that one back. 95-mile-an-hour fastball just above the zone. Blurred vision. That's a little scary. There's a lot of reasons that blurred vision can happen. Speaking as a guy who lost his sight for about 6 weeks and never thought he'd have it again, take care of your eyes. Very lucky to even be able to see right now, so don't take it for granted. J.P. Crawford pops it up and absolutely slams that bat as hard as he could into the ground. Diaz gliding in makes the catch. And another scoreless frame for Urquidy. 4-0 Astros on top. As we go to the 6th, it'll be Tucker, Gurriel, and Diaz for the Astros in the top of the 6th. Since I'm in Texas, I don't get to watch it on MLB Network. It's blacked out for me. I got to watch it on ATT Sportsnet, I think, if you're a direct subscriber or whatever. But I bought MLB.TV. That way I could do all the games around the league this year, get y'all as much content as I could. Know a lot of you guys are coming from different fan bases watching us. Well, I think most teams that play the Astros, honestly, are screwed in the playoffs. The pitching that they have, the timely hitting, the experience that they have in the postseason, Astros are going to be a tough out. Michael King has been diagnosed with a fracture in his right elbow, according to sources. Devastating news for the Yankees. He, along with Holmes, have been the Yankee best relievers, according to Joel Sherman. That's a tough break for the Yankees, but I thought they would probably go after bullpen help. I think this probably solidifies that they're going to go after some bullpen arms. Oh yeah, they won 28-5. Yeah, Blue Jays might be getting back to where we thought they might be at the start of the season. They fired Charlie Montoyo, and I think they're 6 and 7, or they've won 6 out of their last 7 since the firing. What is it with these teams playing so much better after the manager is fired? I mean, it's not like the manager's the reason why they're losing. But for me, the Blue Jays are definitely going to make the playoffs. I think they're probably going to go after a starter, though, because their starters haven't been as good as advertised. Will the Mariners make the playoffs? Yes. Bank it. Put money on it. They're finally going to end that playoff drought. Do I think they're going to win this series against the Astros? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think it really matters, honestly, because I think this team has proven that they have the pieces in place necessary to kind of go forward for the long term. Now it's time for Jerry Dipoto to kind of fill in the pieces around the border. I think if Tony La Russa is going to have any chance of staying next year, they have to get a wild card spot, even though I don't think they will. Kyle Lewis calls off Moore and makes the catch, and that's the first out of the inning as Tucker flies out to right. Gurriel digging in. Marco Gonzalez did indeed come back out here for the 6th. His pitch count is pretty low at 76 pitches, but he's given up 4 runs so far. Appreciate you guys joining us. If you haven't hit that like button already, please do so. It means a lot. Every single one of you who do like the video, every single one of you that do subscribe. Well, I think even without those 2 players, I think your pitching staff needs help. You're going to have to get healthy. You're going to have better performances out of Lance Lynn. Once you have that, then you'll start to turn a corner. Until then, it ain't going to matter worth a hill of beans how good Luis Robert are or any of the other offensive pieces. They need pitching. Yankees are expecting, after more testing, that King will now miss the rest of the season. Ouch. That's a tough break if you're a Yankee fan, which, by the way, I am not. But they aren't necessarily the evil empire that they once were back in the days of Jeter and A-Rod, where every single good hitter that came up on the trade deadline would end up on the Yankees. Trying to remember I started getting into baseball back when Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa had their summer of love anyway for baseball that really got fans back. That was probably like 8 or 9 at the time. And that was when I first really started following it every single day. Gurriel taps that one foul and stays alive, and it's still 2-2. But I remember the Yankees, every single player, every single starter that was on the market anyway, they would pretty much have first crack at him. That's a pretty good lineup for the White Sox, though. There's a second strikeout now for Gonzalez as he gets the better of Gurriel. Lance McCullers had a rehab start tonight for the Astros. Threw 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 strikeouts and no walks through 40 pitches. So got to imagine McCullers is going to have maybe 1 or 2 more rehab starts. Diaz goes the other way, and that one will go all the way to the corner, down the first base line anyway. Lewis cuts it off, but Diaz is in there with a 2-out double. Jake Myers due next, followed by Maldonado, should it get that far. Kyle Tucker, he's hitting .251 this year. He's 25 years old. In about 300 at-bats, he's hitting .252 anyway before the game. 809 OPS, does have 18 home runs. Kind of a ho-hum year for him, honestly. I was expecting a little bit higher batting average, more of a Michael Brantley type of player, in my opinion. But that average just isn't quite there this year. Ball 1 to Myers, outside. The second one here, into left. That one will get down in front of Winker. Winker comes up throwing all the way into home, but Diaz is around safely, and it's 5-0. Advancing on the throw is Myers. Nice piece of hitting there, attacking that pitch. And this will probably be it for Gonzalez as he gives up the 5th run of the game now. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Astros. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Mariners. And it's been all Astros so far today. If you joined us last night, it was pretty much all Dodgers early. And then the Giants came back and tied it on a grand slam in the 7th. Maybe Mariners will get that lucky here again. Appreciate all you guys joining us today. If you haven't hit that subscribe or like button, hit those buttons. It really does help us out. You have no idea how much it does help us out whenever you do subscribe. Trying to get over 400 by the end of the month. Gained about, I think, 85, 88 of y'all in the last 3 weeks now. Got our new studio, my new office area anyway, up and running. Had to move locations anyway, changed houses, etc. But invested in some good lighting for y'all. Eventually, I'd like to get to the point where I get over 1,000, and eventually I can hire somebody to teach me how to do the graphics and whatnot down here. Maybe have the score going. Maybe have the live chat going in a corner of it as well. Lineup, count, all that kind of thing. Can't really do that, though, until I get certain levels anyway. Kyle Tucker doing an advertisement for Car Shield. That's interesting. Yep, looks like all Yankees fans are crying now about their bullpen, even after beating the Orioles today. Never want to see anybody get injured in the game. Looks like the Mariners are going to turn to Penn Murphy, a 2.65 ERA out of the bullpen. He will come on to face Martin Maldonado. King was 3rd according to Fangraphs WAR as a reliever. So I guess he was having a pretty great year for them. That'll hurt. Murphy on the year, a 1-0 record, 2.65 ERA, a .8 WHIP, 48 strikeouts, and 8 walks. He's been fantastic. He has appeared in 35 games. Did start a bullpen game earlier this year as well. First pitch to Maldonado just misses. Letter high fastball, just off the outside corner. Maldonado was the one who got that solo home run back in the 5th. Another one finds the zone there, and it's 1-1 now. Game moving fairly quickly, already in the top of the sixth. We're only about an hour 40 into the game so far. Another off-speed pitch at the top of the zone, and it's now 1-2 as Maldonado fouls it back to the screen. Pitch clock coming next year to Major League Baseball. Also likely banning of the shift anyway. They're experimenting with different ways of doing that. But it sounds like those players who are most affected will finally be able to enjoy the benefits other players have had in the past when shifts weren't quite as prevalent. Maldonado hits this one out to right. Kyle Lewis is there and makes the catch. That's the end of the inning. Mariners will have France, Winker, and Santana due up in the bottom half of the sixth. But Myers does get the run across. 5-0 Astros. Looks like the Rangers have scored a run here in the top of the eighth. It's now 4-2. Runners on first and third with 2 outs for them as they face Oakland. Corey Seager is up right now. Simeon just had a single to right that scored Tavares. Colorado has scored 2 in the 10th. They lead it currently 5-3. 2 outs left, or 2 outs in the game, or in the bottom half of the inning. Brewers down to their final out. Still 1-1. San Francisco and the Dodgers anyway. The Rangers are going to be very good going forward anyway. They got a lot of good young players in their lineup now. And getting production out of them, too. Seager and Simeon have finally found a way to adjust to the approach the Rangers want. So they should be an interesting team. Maybe not this year, but next year should be very interesting for them. Corey Seager, of course, the new approach is attack the ball a little bit earlier in the count. Swings at the first pitch. And lines out to center field. Ouch. Well, to the bottom of the eighth they go in Oakland, 4-2. Got to keep your eye on both the Rangers and Oakland if you're interested in the trade deadline. Frankie Montas, one of the top starters on the market right now. It's been said that the Rangers are not going to shop Martin Perez at the deadline. There are not very many good starter options on the board, so you got to wonder, is a team that really is in need of starting pitching going to come after one? There's a lot of teams that fit that category this year, and there's not much good starting pitching out there on the market, so maybe prices will be a lot higher this year for starters. Maybe that'll be enough to entice these teams that are reluctant to part with their starter to make the move. Urquidy does indeed come back out here for the sixth. Misses outside the zone there, 1-0. Astros do have the bullpen going, though. Martinez, it looks like, is loosening out there. France pops this one foul, and it's 1-1. Apparently, Severino has also been lost due to injury for the Yankees. Now it looks like the Yankees are probably going to go after pitching, and more pitching. That's a nice swing by France, driven to right center field, all the way out to the wall. That one is gone. Nice play by a fan out there in the first row, makes the catch. Urquidy might have been left on an inning too long. That's the first run of the game. First real signs of life outside of getting a couple base runners on for the Mariners. 1-0 is the score as we finally have a little bit of offense showing here for the Mariners. Jesse Winker will be next. That pitch, I think, was up a little bit more than Urquidy wanted it to be. Ran inside or ran back towards the middle of the plate a little bit more than I think he wanted. Right in the wheelhouse for Ty France. Gets his 13th or 12th of the year, excuse me. Lucas Giolito. Ball one there to Winker. The set by Urquidy and the pitch. Popped up. Bregman coming over all the way to the third base line after he was in a heavy shift. Makes the catch. And there's one away. All right. Giolito, he's still only 21, so you got to wonder if it's maybe just youth. Ronaldo Lopez, I think he's had a lot better, doing a lot better in his bullpen role anyway with that team. 4.69. Maybe it's just a poor first half. His whip isn't horrible. He's at a 1.4. Strikeout numbers are pretty good. So maybe it's just a lot of bad luck, and those numbers will start to turn around for Giolito. So I wouldn't lose hope if you're a White Sox fan. Giolito should be better. The numbers say he should be better as well. He expects some positive regression. Santana gets underneath that one. That one driven all the way out into deep center. In front of the warning track, though, Myers well underneath it in advance. Makes the catch. And there are two away. Urquidy now over 100 pitches at 101 now. Yeah, Michael King fractured elbow. The Lance Lynn thing, I think that one's strictly based on injury. Didn't come into the year healthy. DFA Lucas Giolito, are you nuts? I just saw that comment. I understand you're a White Sox fan. You're kind of, the sky is falling and can't stand a bad start by Giolito, but ouch. Lucas Giolito, I mean, if you DFA Lucas Giolito, what are you doing as a general manager? I'm a Ranger fan. We have struggling starting pitching. I'll gladly take Lucas Giolito off your hands if you're just going to designate him for assignment. He's 21, dude. Let's slow down. Pitching has been bad for you, but I think that's partly due to one, bad performance, of course, but mainly you just need to get healthy and better luck. Baseball is 162, or the season's 162. We're roughly about 2/3 of the way through the year. You sign Cueto off the scrap heap and is one of your better starters. That tells you how fickle pitching can be from year to year. Suarez strikes out there, and that's the end of the inning. Urquidy works around that leadoff home run. I mean, just look at his numbers. 102 strikeouts over 88 innings. Those are great strikeout numbers. Kopech? You're kidding, right? I'll put it this way. If you're going to designate any pitcher for assignment who's younger than 23, 24 years old, what are you doing? Let me look at his stats just so we can kind of check and see if it's even worth discussing at all. Okay, he's 26, so he is a little bit older. He is actually from the Longview, Texas area. I'm from Tyler. That's about 45 minutes away, Mount Pleasant area. He's still pre-ARB eligible, so he's got lots of service time available. He's not a free agent until 2026. That alone is enough to make you go, what? His ERA isn't horrible. His WHIP is his WAR is a 1.8. His WHIP's fantastic at a 1.18. He's not as big of a strikeout pitcher as he has been in the past. That might be the one area he could improve on this year, but maybe that's the thing he's being taught by the management staff there, is how to pitch and less pitch to contact a little bit more. But his service time's still only at a 2. So let's slow down on that talk. There's no way Giolito was 21. Let me look at his numbers again. Let me see there it is. He's 28. My bad. He's a free agent in 2024. I was looking at the wrong thing. That was his debut at 21. I was going to say, that didn't sound right. But yeah, I mean, Giolito's been, touched up a little bit, sure, for you this year. But, I mean, his numbers still say he's a much better pitcher. And I'll stick by that. We go to the top of the 7th here. Astros will have Altuve, followed by Pena and Alvarez. Trading away or trading for? Which way do you want it to be? Are you seeing the White Sox as a seller at the deadline, or do you see them adding at the deadline? Both? I don't see them as a seller at all. I think this team is committed, pot committed with Tony La Russa. I think if anything, if they're in the mindset that they might sell, I think they'll stand pat. I think if they get on a little bit of a hot streak over the next couple of weeks, maybe they go out and get a starter that's a little bit cheaper, like a Jose Quintana or something like that. Maybe they go out and acquire a guy like Tyler Mahle, who's injured right now for the Reds with a shoulder strain. Something like that. I don't think you go after any type of hitter, but I don't think you sell any pieces off your roster right now either. Your team is very young, has a very bright future ahead of you. You're not trading away Reese McGuire. Adam Engel, there's no real need. Gavin Sheets, sure, but you gotta think of what other teams are going to want for those pieces, and I think those players mean too much to the White Sox and won't mean nearly enough to be worth a trade for anybody else. Altuve 2 for 3 on the day. Murphy back out for the 7th here, has a 2-2 count. The pitch, lashed foul down the first base line. Altuve hitting .275, 884 OPS with 18 home runs on the year. Astros, of course, took a doubleheader against the Yankees yesterday, and then flew from Houston to Seattle after the game. Little grounder on the first base side of second base. Nobody was over there because of the shift, and Altuve beats out another one. He's 3 for 4 with a couple of infield singles today. Who do I see you picking up? Nobody. I mean, let's say you win every single game from now until the trade deadline. Okay, then we have a different conversation. I don't think that happens. I think you probably have a winning record going in at the trade deadline, and maybe that might make you interested in getting a back-end starter, somebody on the cheap, maybe a Jordan Lyles type from the Baltimore Orioles, but I don't see the Baltimore Orioles selling a piece at the deadline. But maybe somebody like that who can fill a couple of innings for you. But you're not going to trade away any of your core. You want to know the surprising thing, though, right now? The Milwaukee Brewers have tied it in the bottom of the 10th, and we have now gone to the 11th there. 5-5. Both teams scored a couple in extras so far. 0-1 now to Pena. Little tapper foul, and it's now 0-2. Murphy quickly ahead. Most infield hits in their entire career among active players. Jose Altuve with the most at 287. Gene Segura, the former Mariner, at 264. Elvis Andrus, the aging veteran for the A's, at 244, I believe. The set by Murphy and the delivery to Pena. Again, off the outside corner, fouled back to the screen, and it's still 0-2. Been reading up a lot on the trade deadline as we're going to host a live on trade deadline day. It's going to be August 2nd. We'll probably start around 9 or 10 in the morning and then try to go all the way through the trade deadline. Probably a couple hours after, as a lot of those deals are announced after the deadline passes. That one grounded over to third, Suarez to second, on to first. Double play is not able to be turned, but Altuve is retired at second base. The force is recorded. One away. We'll have Yordan Alvarez next. Murphy up to 14 pitches now so far today. Suarez to Frazier onto France. Just wasn't able to get it turned fast enough to get the speedy Pena. Oakland has scratched across the run, getting back the run they just gave up at the top half of the eighth. It's now 5-2 out west. Diamondbacks all over the Nationals right now, 8-0, and they have the bases loaded in the bottom of the eighth, looking for more. Texans, like Houston Texans, like the football team, I suppose, but I'm more of a Cowboys fan anyway. But I'm guessing you're referring to the Rangers. Yes, I'm a Rangers fan. I don't know about that. I mean, he wasn't given literally anything to work with the first 10 games of the year, and he's if you watched the Texans football games over the past 6 games, I think that he played, they were pretty good actually. He actually showed a lot of improvement. The offensive line actually played better. This one hit into the shift again. Let's see if they turn the double play this time. No. Alvarez beats it out. He's not exactly the most fleet of foot guy, but Alvarez is able to beat out the double play. Still 2 away now. It'll be Bregman next. Cowboys will be good, but I don't know if they're going to be playoff victory good. What do you mean? The Cowboys to get Nick Foles or the Texans? Texans, I think, should not have done anything of the sort. They already have veterans on their roster behind Davis Mills. But I'd rather have another year of Davis Mills because when he was drafted in the draft last year, whenever he was drafted anyway, he came out early out of college for some reason. I don't know why. If he had stayed in college, he probably would have been a round 1 pick the next year. But you still have a lot of talent there. And the quarterback class was not very good to draft from this past year. So why waste a first-round pick when you can just see if Davis Mills continues to develop into a quality starter? And then next year, if it doesn't work out, well, then you got a first-round pick that you haven't wasted on a quarterback. And you can invest in one then. Yeah. I do like that Foles is on the Colts. Yeah. This is the third stop now for Carson Wentz. If he doesn't work out in Washington, he's going to be a journeyman backup after that. Bregman fouls that one off, and it's still 1-2. Did a couple of videos on the Redskins situation, the signing of Terry McLaurin. You can check out that video on the YouTube channel anyway. You can check out the video I made on Carson Wentz itself anyway. But and what it cost them, the Landon Collins move, etc. That one just off the outside corner, and it's 2-2. Yeah, but you weren't going to win a playoff game with Heineke. You weren't winning the Super Bowl with Heineke. Wentz, I don't think you win it either, but I think you're a lot more likely to with him than Heineke. I was a big Carson Wentz supporter when he came out, but he hasn't lived up to it. Please. I mean, any team can get lucky in one game, but we're talking about Tom Brady here. Bengals should have won the Super Bowl. I still think they're a couple of players away, and I think they actually got those couple of players this offseason. They really improved that offensive line. La'el Collins will really help that running game be a lot more effective, protect Joe Burrow and won't have him on his back half the game. Diamondbacks have now broken the 10-run mark. This one hit far down the line. Bregman twisting that one foul. Still 3-2. Diamondbacks up 10-0. over the Nats right now. I didn't make a video about the A.J. Brown move just because, well, it's the Eagles. I mean, it's not that I'm a Cowboy fan. It's just I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's a quarterback. I mean, I liked the Eagles when they had Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens. Bregman flies that one out to Kyle Lewis, and that's the third out of the inning. To the bottom of the seventh we go. It'll be Lewis followed by Raleigh and Frazier. Hurts, in my opinion, is kind of like it's kind of like when you're hungry for something really good to eat, yet you have something kind of fried and salty, and you think that's really good flavor. No, it's just fried grease and salt that you're tasting. Then you come back to get it the next time. Like, say you go on the road. When I was a kid, there was this. I'd go down to Beaumont to see one of my family friends. Mom and Dad's family friends were down there in Beaumont, and so we'd drive past on the interstate anyway. This Jack in the Box. And I was like, "Oh my God, they're the best chicken nuggets I've ever had in my life." That's kind of what Jalen Hurts is right now to Eagles fans. I mean, he's good for the moment. He can't throw the ball, period. I mean, you can blame it on them not having receivers, but he's never been able to throw the ball. That's not a question. I mean, could he get a little bit better? Sure. Is he small? Absolutely. Could he be the next Drew Brees? You're kidding yourself if you think that's a reality. But Jalen Hurts, I like the way that Philadelphia did set them up, though. They give them one more year of Jalen Hurts, let him see if they can really get more production out of him, see if he can actually become a passer, give him a really good receiver, and then say, hey, look, we really tried with Jalen Hurts. And now the trade that they made with the Saints during the draft gave them a first-round pick in next year's draft, to where if they don't have any success with Jalen Hurts, then they can say, well, we tried with Jalen Hurts, but hey, we were at the top of the draft anyway, and we traded up, and we got the best quarterback in the draft. They kind of made the smart move there. Quarterback class should be much better this year. Chiefs has no good receivers now except Hardman. Pringle on Bears, Hill to the Dolphins. I don't know about that. I don't think that system revolves around a good receiver. You just need somebody who can catch the ball, somebody who can make consistent routes, and they have plenty of guys who can do that. I think that the Chiefs' offense will actually be better, less home run reliant and more proficient, relying on Travis Kelce, relying on that run game a little bit better, forcing Patrick Mahomes to try to play within the offense and not look for Zeke or look for Tyreek Hill down the field. The Ravens are actually healthy, though, so that should be good for them. Lewis takes inside for a ball. Seth Martinez has come on for Jose Urquidy. Gave up one run over 6 innings. A good start for Urquidy. Gave up that one home run to Ty France. 5-1 game here in the bottom of the 7th. Lewis swinging and a miss at that one at the bottom of the zone, and it's 1-1. Lewis hitting .250 on the year, a .958 OPS, and 2 home runs. Martinez on the year has a 1.38 ERA. Really good reliever for the Astros this year. Wears number 61, right-handed reliever. Little grounder right to second base. Pena flips on to first, and there is one away. Mariners haven't really had much juice. They had a couple of innings with a couple of base runners on. Weren't able to push them across. And then the home run by France against Urquidy in the 6th made it at least an interesting inning so far. The Jets are a couple years away from being a couple years away. Sorry. Every single year we say, oh, yeah, the Jets made a lot of good moves. We'll see how much better they're going to be. Well, we saw how horrible Zach Wilson was in year 1. He better improve in year 2. Otherwise, teams move on from first-round quarterbacks a lot faster nowadays. Sauce Gardner, yeah, he will be good. I was surprised he was the quarterback taken by the Jets and not a different one, though. Raleigh fouls that one back, and it's 0-1. He's 0 for 2 on the day, 204 average with a 748 OPS and 13 home runs. Mariners would be very happy just to have somebody on base. Swing and a miss on that one, and it's 0-2. You're not going to like the videos I've made about the Bulls, though. Checks his swing, and it's 1-2. The Bulls, I think, are pretty much maxed out at the best they can be right now. They invested in Zach LaVine. They spent money on Goran Dragic. They made a lot of good ancillary moves, but I don't think they're any better than they were last year, and I don't think they're going to be any better. Andre Drummond, yeah, he'll be a good fit for you. You didn't have any depth last year, but I don't think you're anywhere near in the top 5 of the East right now. Myers catches the lazy fly ball by Raleigh, and there's 2 away. Frazier due up next. Yeah, they'll make a good pair, but I still don't think you're getting out of the first round. You're not beating the Bucks. You're dreaming. You're not better than Miami. You're not better than Boston. It's arguable if you're better than the Philadelphia 76ers or the Bucks. I think those are probably your top 4. I think Cleveland's going to be on the come up. I think you're going to probably be battling it out with them for that 5-6 spot. Hard hit ball into the gap. Altuve makes a nice throw, but it's wide, and Gurriel unable to make the catch. Maldonado backs up the throw. And Frazier is on first. I'm sorry, those don't move the needle at all for me. Any one of those players don't move the needle at all. I mean, give me 2 more years of solid production out of their, what was his name? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Dawsonmo. Give me another 2 years. Maybe he could be a poor man's Dorian Finney-Smith anyway, but I don't see it right now. I just think they're limited with what they can do offensively with Zach LaVine, with DeMar DeRozan and Vucevic. You got Patrick Williams in that starting lineup, Lonzo Ball, Kobe White is there, Alex Caruso. Like, y'all have really nice pieces, but I don't think you're getting out of the first round. I mean, the real difference in your team this year the Lakers are not a good team. I wouldn't compare yourself against the Lakers. Dylan Moore up there, and it's 1-1 to him. Grounds this one to short. Pena flips on to first, and now we have the end of the inning. Martinez works a scoreless 7th. On to the 8th we go. It's been all Astros so far, 5-1. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Astros. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Mariners. You're not beating the Celtics, sorry. They got Malcolm Brogdon. He's better than pretty much anything you got at the guard spot right now. Not a Rockets fan. I do wonder why they said he's going to be on the bench when they clearly need him to distribute the ball among their starters. Maybe they're just paying reverence to Marcus Smart and his abilities, his contributions last year. Mavericks all the way. Of course, I've liked them since probably Dirk's rookie year. I was a big Dirk Nowitzki fan. Now Luka Doncic. Yeah, I think we played without Luka in that game, and I think the Bulls They may have beat us in that game. I don't remember, but Jalen Brunson was the point guard in that one. Kind of glad he's gone to New York, honestly. Mavericks had to play a lot of small lineups with him on the floor, had to cover a lot of defensive territory with him and Luka on the court. Now you're able to play a lot more switchable defenses and allow Luka to use a little bit of his size against bigger offensive players. Washington is not going to be shut out anymore. They have at least scored a run here. Texas has scored a run in the 9th. It's now 5-3 with a runner on first and 2 away. In the bottom of the 11th, it's Colorado and Milwaukee still tied at 5. Lou Trevino pitching for the A's right now. Ezekiel Duran came on for the Rangers, or is the batter for the Rangers. Looks like he just put the ball in play. No, I remember Lonzo Ball. He had a great year last year, shot 40% out of the blue from 3. I still don't think you're going to be very good down the stretch because your main 5 on the floor is still going to be Vucevic, Ball, DeRozan, Levine, and then probably some type of a wing on the floor. That lineup is not beating those other top teams in the East. Sorry. Sharp line drive to left. Leody Tavares goes to third. All right. Rangers got something going. Runners on the corners, 2 out in the 9th. Maybe have a little bit of a comeback on the West Coast. Kyle Tucker takes strike 1 on the outside corner. He's 0 for 3 on the day, a .251 hitter, 18 home runs and 62 RBIs. Swing and a miss. Tucker was looking to launch that ball all the way back to Texas. And he's behind 0-2. Yeah, defensively, but your offense, I think, just struggles to find consistency. It's a pass-off between who wants to be the lead ball handler. It's like whenever DeRozan has it, he wants to do the whole ISO thing, and that doesn't do anything for your offense. We saw how that went up against Milwaukee when they could really focus in on both him and Zach LaVine. I think if they really wanted to do something, they should have flipped a guy like Vucevic for somebody else. Just change the dynamic of their offense just a little bit. Well, yeah, I mean, you got Zach LaVine. He scores most of his points on the fast break. That ball upstairs, and it's 1-2. Rangers down to their final strike against the A's. 1-2 on Josh Smith, one of the pieces they got back for Joey Gallo. I don't think they're asking LaVine to do the right things, though, in that offense. Oh, it looks like we might have something happening in the Rangers game. It says runs have scored. We shall see. They say it's now 4-5. What happened here? Ground ball through to the right fielder. First and second now. Rangers have scored 2 in the 9th. A little bit of a comeback there. That one misses well down and in. Festa misses there, and it's 3-2. And it will be the top of the order now, though. Marcus Semien due up next. He's 2 for 4 on the day. Rangers might have a comeback in Oakland. The 3-2 here to Tucker. Swing and a miss. Fooled on the pitch there. Festa makes a great, I'm going to guess that was a slider, just off the plate on the inside corner. Looks like we might, it's Cole Calhoun that's due up next. My bad. Looks like we might actually have a pitching change, possibly. Will Tristan Thompson get any playing time with Drummond in the lineup now? Doubtful. I think they're too redundant at the position. One will play when the other one does. Nice pitch there by Festa, and it's 0-1 here to Gurriel. I'm not against the Bulls, don't get me wrong, but I just think they've really locked themselves in to being a mediocre team in the East. It's not good enough. Ooh, Gurriel, that pitch was up at his eyes and he wasn't able to keep his bat back. Love the NHL. It's my favorite sport. I told y'all they had a big trade in hockey anyway today while we were watching the game. Matthew Kachuk was traded to the Florida Panthers for Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar, a prospect, and Cole Schwint, and a first-round pick in 2025. That one off the end of the bat by Gurriel out to center. Moore is there. There is two away here in the top of the eighth. Looks like we are indeed going to have a pitching change in Oakland. A.J. Puck has come on to face Cole Calhoun. It's going to be lefty on lefty here. You're a Preds fan? Stars for me. Y'all should be a lot better this year. I think any venue in hockey is much better than any other venue in any other sport. If you ever get to go, like I said, go to see a hockey game, your life will change. It's that good. Diaz is up there, takes ball one up and in. Keeping our eyes on both games here. To the 12th, the Rockies and Brewers go. Weren't able to score in the 11th, either side. Diaz is 1 for 3 on the day. Pops this one in foul territory down the first base line. Looks like it probably gets out of the seats, into the seats anyway, and it does by a couple of rows. Thank you guys for joining us today. The pitch off the end of the bat into center, but Moore glides over and makes the catch. That's the third out of the inning. To the bottom of the eighth we go. Astros on top, 5-1. Flip over to the Oakland Rangers game anyway. Ball one to Cole Calhoun. Cole Calhoun is hit by the pitch, and the bases will be loaded now in the top of the ninth with Marcus Semien due up next. 2 for 4 on the day. A little bit of a comeback coming here. Lefty will now face Marcus Semien. Rangers with a chance here. Looking to pull it out here in the ninth. Durant on third would represents the tying run. Smith on second would be the go-ahead run. Bottom of the zone fouled to the screen. Marcus Semien in his career has 6 grand slams. Set by Puck and the pitch. Grounded right to the third baseman. A nice pick there on to first. And that's the end of the ball game. That's what I get for flipping over to this Athletics game versus the Rangers. Ends the threat there. Oh, well. The Rangers dropped their second game. Or their first game since the All-Star break anyway. The second game after their All-Star break. Phil Maton is on for the Astros, 3.46 ERA. He will face Crawford, France, and Winker. Maton this year, 29 years old. Right-handed pitcher is 0-1 on the year. He's thrown in 40 games with 39 innings, 39 strikeouts in those innings, and a 1.18 whip. Has walked 12 in those innings. Preds Arena is better than United Center. I'll give you that one for now. I mean, I think the fan base of both are fantastic. The Blackhawks travel well everywhere. However, if you're a Blackhawks fan, you're in for a world of hurt for the next several years. That one jams Crawford, but he's able to muscle it past the shift out into right center. Crawford breathes a huge sigh of relief. Brewers better get this win. I mean, it's the bottom of the 12th. They're going to have a chance to do it. Looks like they went ahead and walked Christian Yelich. Intentional walk, anyway. You're good. Ty France digging in there. That pitch is well outside for ball one. Two one now the count to Ty France. After that one misses inside. The set and the pitch right on the outside corner, and it evens the count at 2-2. That was a great pitch. If you're just joining us, it's been all Astros so far today. Ty France, the only bright spot for the Mariners on that solo shot in the sixth. He's 1 for 3 on the day. He is up there right now, and the count is full to Ty France. If you're just joining us as well, Julio Rodriguez, the star rookie for the Mariners this year, was scratched before the game. It was unknown why he had missed the game until recently, that he had some left wrist soreness, might have overdone it in the home run derby / all-star game. The 3-2 to France is well outside, and that's ball 4. Maton doesn't seem to have it right now. Got to wonder if this is going to be a mound visit here for the Astros. Dusty Baker looking over some of his notes. Got to love the way Dusty Baker actually uses a lot of analytics now. He's one of those new or old coaches who's actually trying to marry a lot of his philosophies with the philosophies of the Houston Astros, and it's worked very well. Ryan Stanek getting loose now for the Astros. They do indeed have a mound visit here. Jesse Winker is up, 1 for 3 on the day, 231 average, a 691 OPS with 8 home runs. Had a little bit of a comeback in that Rangers-Oakland game, kind of fizzled out. Maybe we'll have a comeback here in this one. That one's just off the outside corner, and it's 1-0. The set and the pitch. This one popped a mile into the air. Looks like Winker might have actually hurt his back on the swing. That one's a foul ball, but caught by Gurriel, and that's the first out of the inning. Winker kind of walking gingerly back towards the dugout, might have pulled a muscle in his back. And he's 1 for 4 on the day. Yep, looks like he might have hurt the small of his back. Still grimacing as he walks into the dugout. Looks like he's limping too. Gotta wonder if maybe they sub him in the top half of the ninth. Santana is up there. He's 0 for 2, but has smacked the ball around pretty hard today so far. Worked a 12-pitch walk earlier in the day. Takes a strike there, and it's 0-1. Hitting .216 on the year with 8 home runs and 29 RBIs. That one misses low and away, and it's 1-1. Mariners trying to get something going here. Got to imagine Julio Rodriguez is unavailable with that sore left wrist. Be nice to have his bat in the lineup. That one misses low and in, and it's 2-1. You're calling a grand slam? I don't know. We saw one last night. I don't know if we'll get lucky enough to see 2 of them in back-to-back nights. That one misses up and in, and it's 3-1. So maybe we will see a walk. Yeah, Dodgers and Giants was very good last night. All Dodgers early and then kind of back and forth over the final 3-4 innings. Only 3 games still going on. Brewers were unable to do it in the 11th. Still scoreless, or they've been unable to score in the 12th so far. 2 away in the 12th, though. Santana taps it foul, and it's 3-2. Yeah, it's still 5-5. Doesn't look like there's a runner on. Actually, it looks like they're going to the 13th. My bad. I told you Santana's been hitting it hard. He hits a screamer again, foul down the first base line. He's been well foul on those, though. He can't keep it fair. I mean, that ball was well inside, but he still cranked it pretty good there. Santana, a very difficult player to strike out. Time requested here by Santana. Mariners trying to get something going here in the 8th. The set by Maton and the pitch. Below the zone, and that's another walk. Santana works a 7-pitch walk this time, and now the bases will be full with the tying run coming up in the bat of Eugenio Suarez. Now here's a guy you can bank on possibly having a grand slam. So maybe we'll see a grand slam, but Dusty Baker's not going to give Maton the chance to face him. He's going to go with Ryan Stanek. Suarez is 1 for 3 on the day, had that double down the line, or left field line. He's hitting .240 on the year with a .778 OPS with 16 home runs. If you're just joining us, Mariners really haven't had much to cheer about today. Before the game even started, their star rookie, Julio Rodriguez, was scratched from the lineup due to a sore left wrist. And then to lead off the game, Jose Altuve got things started for the Astros with a solo home run to left center. In the 4th, Yordan Alvarez had a solo home run to deep center. Maldonado added a home run in the 5th. They scratched across another run in the 5th. They got another run in the 6th, and then the Mariners finally came to life with a Ty France solo shot to right center in the bottom half. Hadn't really had much going on since then until now, where the bases are loaded. Urquidy today was the starter for the Astros. 1 run over 6 innings. Our box score right now, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Astros. 1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Mariners. All it takes, those one mighty swing here, and we're a brand new game. If you watched the game last night anyway, you saw the Giants, of course, have that home run, have that grand slam in the 7th. Mariners hoping for some of that magic here today. Ryan Stanek with a .56 ERA right now. That's absolutely filthy. Stanek, of course, came over from the Tampa Bay Rays anyway. Former round 1 pick anyway. He's 1-0 on the year, 35 games, has 1 save, 32 innings pitched, 34 strikeouts, and a 1.11 whip. Looks like he's just about ready. Opponents are only hitting 165 off of him. He's really turned into a dominant pitcher out of the bullpen. He's on a streak of 26 1/3 straight scoreless innings right now. But this will be a tough task here. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th, facing a very good power hitter in Eugenio Suarez. First pitch to him is a strike on the outside half of the plate. Belt high, taking all the way with Suarez. Another 99-mile-an-hour fastball. This one right down Broadway, fouled away by Suarez, and it's 0-2. Mariners with the bases loaded here. The entire crowd up on their feet for it. The pitch. Eventually. Nope, not yet. That one was fouled off the home plate umpire, it looked like. 0-2 to Suarez here as we wait for the offering. Stanek looking in. The set. And the pitch. Beneath the zone, and it's 1-2. If you're just joining us, hit that subscribe and like button. Really matters a lot to us. Trying to reach 400 by the end of the month. Let's see if we can make it happen. Tell your friends. Join the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Good game out in LA as well. 1-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 13th, Rockies and Brewers tied at 5. 1-2 here to Suarez. The pitch by Stanek in the dirt. Good block there by Maldonado. 2-2 now. Even if you walk Suarez here, not the worst thing in the world. You do have a 4-run cushion. Don't want to leave one right down the middle of the plate for him to be able to knock out of the park. That one a hanging splitter, though, right down the middle and fouled off by Suarez. Like that. You don't want that type of mistake on that pitch. Gets away with it there. Literally pounded it into his feet. He would kill to have that one back. Still 2-2, though. Astros hoping for a double play to end the inning here. Have gotten their wish once so far today. See if they get another prayer answered here. Suarez again hits 16 home runs. Very good power hitter. If he gets a hold of one here, we have a brand new ball game. The set by Stanek. And the pitch. In the dirt again, and it's 3-2. Very loud T-Mobile Stadium anyway, out in Seattle. And I mentioned that a walk might not be the worst thing in the world. Well, we've just seen a bases loaded walk. It's now 5-2. Houston on top. Seattle still has the bases loaded, though. It'll be up to Kyle Lewis to keep it going as Stanek walks in a run here. Eugenio Suarez not biting at that one off the outside corner. Now the go-ahead run will come to the plate, though. That was a good take there by Suarez, who has chased a lot of pitches out of the zone, especially on that side of the plate with that type of movement. Great at bat there by Suarez. And we'll do it all over again. Fresh count, though. Kyle Lewis digging in. The set and the pitch. 99 up and away, ball one. This place would absolutely erupt with a home run from Kyle Lewis. Lewis, with his career in the bases loaded, 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts, does have 3 RBIs. Still only 1 out in the inning. Lewis does move fast, so it'll be difficult to double him up, although we did see it the last at-bat. That one in the dirt, blocked on the backhand anyway by Maldonado. Keeps everybody at their base. It's 2-0 now. Now we're going to have a pitching or a mound visit here, as this thing's starting to get a lot more serious now for the Astros. Astros pitching is selling. I mean, everybody's going to have their rough patches. I mean, especially out of the All-Star break. You're going to have players with little ticky-tack injuries, just going to give them time to heal up. You're going to have players playing above their heads, players not exactly giving their all. It is the dog days of summer after all. Now, I don't know if you're going to get the strikeout here, but you're going to need some type of out. Still everybody up on their feet. Hard hit ball by Lewis, caught by Pena. What a leaping grab by Pena. He saved at least 2 runs there as Santana went diving back into second base. That was a fantastic defensive play by Pena, saving a couple of runs there. That would have been a line drive into left center. Would have been a close play at the plate if Santana were to be sent around, but I think he probably would have scored easily. That was full extension, leaping grab to his left. Pena makes the play, and Cal Raleigh is due next. Takes ball 1 in the dirt. Raleigh is 0 for 3 today with a 203 average. Does have 13 home runs. There are 2 away now in the inning. Gotta wonder if Julio Rodriguez was able to grab a bat and be able to be up right here. Been a great spot to pinch hit him. Should Raleigh reach, Adam Frazier would be next. 98-mile-an-hour fastball above the zone. Unable to lay off there is Raleigh. 1-1 is the count. If you're wondering how good Julio Rodriguez really is, take one good look at how that home run derby went. I'll tell you all you need to know. 99-mile-an-hour fastball here is fouled back, and it's now 1-2. Astros are 1 strike away from getting out of it with only surrendering 1 run here in the bottom of the 8th. Astros do have another reliever up in the bullpen should things get a little hairy, though. Time requested by Raleigh. Digs back in. Stanek is set. And the pitch. In the dirt. 2-2 now. Good block again by Maldonado. A good defensive catcher. Not known for his bat, but did have a home run earlier today. Really got to wonder if there's any bat they could have turned to here instead of Cal Raleigh. 0 for 3 on the day. Bases loaded here. 5-2 the score. The go-ahead run at the plate in Cal Raleigh. The 2-2 pitch with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 100-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone. Stanek is fired up and gets out of the jam, only allowing 1 run to score on a bases-loaded walk. Astros in the 9th will have Myers, Maldonado, and Altuve. And Seattle unable to push across any more base runners there. They've had their opportunities in the game. Just the Astros pitching has really come through when needed. Looks like Milwaukee has finally settled the score with the Rockies anyway, taking the game in 13 innings, 6-5. In the 13th, Luis Urias singled on a fly ball to center that scored scored Jonathan Davis from second. That was your walk-off hit for the Brewers. The Dodgers have loaded up in the bottom of the 9th. Bottom of the 8th anyway, with Cody Bellinger up there. He's down 0-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. The score tied at 1 against the Giants. 1 run, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Giants so far. 1 run, 7 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. Cody Bellinger comes through. All right. He has had his fair share of struggles this year, but comes through here with a go-ahead base hit. Let's see what ended up happening. Just waiting for it to refresh. Eventually. Looks like we're about to get back out of commercial break in the Mariners and Astros game. That really was a fantastic piece of pitching there. Oh my, Cody Bellinger hit a grand slam, a go-ahead grand slam for the LA Dodgers. Wow. Last night it was Darren Ruff in the 7th who hit the grand slam. Here in the 8th today, it's Cody Bellinger hitting the grand slam. Wow. A lot of fun in that Dodgers-Giants series. Eric Swanson is coming on for the Mariners. He's 0-0 record with a 1.04 ERA, a .85 whip with 38 strikeouts on the season. The set and the pitch right down Broadway. And that's strike 1 to Jacob Myers. Dodgers have got a healthy lead now, 5-1, as they go to the top of the 9th here shortly. Swanson set, and the pitch is well outside of the zone, 1-1. Exactly. So I was just saying, Cody Bellinger hit a grand slam. I don't think he'll ever be MVP level Cody Bellinger ever again, but it's nice to see him finally come through at the plate. 2-1 now on Myers as that one misses the zone. After the grand slam, Trace Thompson has walked for the Dodgers on 5 pitches. Swanson, this one right down the middle, fouled down the left field line, or excuse me, the right field line, and it's 2-2. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was pretty loud there for a minute. But Stanek able to come through. That'll serve him well in the postseason. Pressure-packed situations. As Myers is down looking and a pitch right down Broadway. Nice off-speed pitch had him fooled. 5-2 our score. All Astros so far. Mookie Betts on the first pitch popped out to shortstop, and that's the end of the threat there for the Dodgers. But they do get the lead on a grand slam by Cody Bellinger, 5-1 as they go to the ninth. Maldonado digging in, takes ball one up and in at the eyes. College football, yes, I like it, but I don't follow it. Baseball fan, I've followed it almost religiously since 1998, but probably been a fan since, I don't know, since I was a baby, probably. Hard hit ground ball by Maldonado, thrown out easily by Suarez, and there are two away. For the Giants in the ninth, they have Estrada, Mercedes, and Bart due up. We'll see if they can scratch across some runs and at least make it competitive. But yeah, Twins and Rangers. Yeah, I was alive to see that one. I remember Jordan's final shot. I remember that whole series. I remember both of the series, actually, against Utah. The one in 97 and the one in 98. Ouch. Altuve knocks that one right back into Raleigh. Altuve 3 for 4 on the day with a couple of infield singles. 0-1 the count to him. If you ever get a chance to actually watch the whole game, I think there's some people on YouTube who actually have it on there. I don't know if they actually should, but they have it on there. You can watch that. I'm sure there's some other venues that you can watch it through as well, but if you ever get a chance to watch those two series, that was classic basketball to me. Off-speed pitch there by Swanson has Altuve way out in front. Big old wave and a miss, and it's 0-2. Appreciate you guys joining us. Now, as it's officially Saturday anyway in Central Time Zone. The pitch bounces, and it's 1-2. Kimbrel is on for the Dodgers against the Giants. Estrada due up first. Kimbrel was able to shut things down last night for the Dodgers. The set by Swanson. And the pitch to Altuve. That pitch was up above the eyes of Altuve, but a soft liner into the shift, and the catch is made by Frazier. To the bottom of the ninth we go. Last chance for the Mariners. Hector Neris will be coming out of the bullpen for the Houston Astros. After Stanek did a fantastic job locking down the end of the eighth anyway. Did give up the bases loaded walk, but was able to work around it and only allow the one run to score. In the Dodgers-Giants game, Kimbrel is up 1-2 on Estrada. Base hit by Estrada. Keeps the rally intact anyway for the Giants anyway. Strike one to Mercedes. Hector Neris is indeed coming on. It'll be Frazier, Moore, and Crawford for the Mariners in the bottom of the ninth. Keep you all updated on that Dodger game, as well as the final two games of the evening are about to wrap up here. Neris 3-3 on the year with 3.69 ERA, a .95 WHIP, 40 strikeouts to 11 walks. And versus Seattle, he has pitched 3 2/3 so far this year with a .08 batting average against. A lot of success so far. Ball one here. That one misses again, up and away, and it's 2-0. Frazier not having quite the same success that he had last year with the Pirates at the beginning of the year, hitting .237 so far this year with 3 home runs and 24 RBIs. This one popped up into foul territory. Maldonado is there and makes a catch. Looked like he might have been unable to catch it at the very end there as he started to lunge to his left, but he gets the job done. One away here in the bottom of the ninth. Dylan Moore due next. Appreciate you guys joining us. Neris set, and the pitch. Right at the bottom of the zone, strike one there. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. The set by Neris. This one popped behind home plate, and it's 0-2. That one in the dirt. Seeing if he could get more to chase, and he does not. 1-2 now the count. If you're just joining us, it's been all Astros so far. Mariners scored the last 2 runs in the game, however, had a really big chance in the bottom of the 8th, but Ryan Stanek was able to get the strikeout and end the bases loaded threat. Moore pops this one down the left or right field line. Barely foul. And it's still 1-2. In the Dodgers game, 1-1, or excuse me, it's 5-1 with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Luis Gonzalez has come on as a pinch hitter here. Here's the pitch to Moore. Hard hit ball again by Moore. This one down about the left field line. Almost an exact replica of his foul ball earlier. Missed a home run by about 8 feet anyway. And it's still 1-2. Got to keep it within the foul poles. Both Santana and Moore have both had hard hit balls down the line. If they're able to straighten them out maybe this game is a little bit different for the Mariners today. But as it stands, it's 5-2 Houston in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. The 1-2 pitch, well inside, and it's 2-2. Crawford due next. The pitch by Neris. Hard hit ball. This one into left center field, all the way to the wall. This one gets down. Nice play by Diaz, catching it on the hop. But in there with a stand-up double is Dylan Moore. Nice piece of hitting there. This one was actually able to stay between the foul poles this time. Neris tosses that one away in disgust after getting the ball back in. All is not lost yet for the Mariners. Appreciate you guys joining us this evening. If you haven't hit that subscribe button already, please do so. Let us know where you're watching from, what games you'd like us to see tomorrow. Going to do 2 games tomorrow. We'll probably start around 6 o'clock, so let us know which game you want us to do. We'll do one 6 o'clock and one 9 o'clock game. Crawford fouls this one away. We're going to do the White Sox game in the 6 o'clock hour. Just for you, Zach. Know you got your Chicago baseball on your mind. 0-1 here to Crawford. This one fouled back again, and it's 0-2. Base hit by Luis Gonzalez, the pinch hit double anyway. Now there's runners on second and third against Kimbrel in that Giants-Dodgers game. Signs of life for the Giants after that grand slam by Cody Bellinger in the bottom of the 8th. Crawford swings and misses at that one down low. Neris gets the off-speed pitch to get the better of Crawford. 2 away now, and the Mariners are down to their final out. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining us, hitting that like button. We really do appreciate it. Had a lot of you join us tonight, so if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Gained about 90 of you, I think, now, even with this live. See if we can get that total number up to 400. I think we're only like 30-something, 40-something away now. We're getting close. That pitch is up and in, ball 1. Thanks, Wyatt. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the like. Follow us on Twitter at UpsideSN. We'll let you know on there as well as YouTube. Only allows you to get like 3 notifications a day from all your different people on YouTube. Ty France is the last man standing. He does have that solo home run earlier. 1-1 now. Neris trying to get the final out here. That one just off the outside corner. Pitch Tracks had that one right on the outside corner. Honestly, Robo Ump probably calls that one a strike in a couple of years. But as I was trying to say, we do have a Twitter at UpsideSN. Follow us there. Ground ball here. Pena makes a nice throw over to first. Gurriel makes the catch, and the game is over. Great game today for the Astros. Mariners just weren't really able to get anything going, especially with Julio Rodriguez not in the lineup. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, Crawford did strike out. But that's okay. I know a lot of you guys are limited to the number of notifications you get because YouTube only allows you to get 3 from all your different YouTubes that you subscribe to. So if you just want to stay up to date on your favorite team, subscribe to us at Twitter. That's where we'll post every single video whenever we do go live, whenever we do have a short video going out as well. We put out 2 shorts today. The Kyler Murray contract with the Cardinals, 5 years, $230 million, and the Juan Soto deal, of course. Probably make a video about that Matthew Kachuk deal tomorrow morning. Put out a couple other videos as far as the trade deadline. But in our game today, Altuve leads things off with a home run in the top of the first. Alvarez adds one in the 4th. Maldonado in the 5th. They tack on a couple of more runs. The Mariners scratch across a run with a Ty France home run in the bottom of the 6th. And in the 8th, they get a bases-loaded walk, and that's kind of where things ended right there. 5-2 the final with the Mariners today as their 14-game win streak is snapped. Really appreciate all you guys joining us today. Catching on to the Dodgers game. Looks like that one just went final anyway as Jock Peterson popped out to short to end that one. Dodgers take it 5-1 out west. Great day of baseball. If you missed it earlier today, the Toronto Blue Jays absolutely destroyed the Boston Red Sox 28-5. That's right, I said 28-8, 28 runs to 5 over the Boston Red Sox in Boston. The Chicago Cubs laid it on the Philadelphia Phillies 15-2. So a couple of clubs come stumbling out of the gate anyway that are fighting for playoff positioning in the Phillies and Red Sox. Padres go into the Mets, into New York, and beat the Mets 4-1. And the Yankees, of course, beat the Orioles 7-6. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Tomorrow, like I said, around 6 o'clock, we'll have the live of the Chicago White Sox game. And then let us know in the comment section. Send us a message. Let us know which game you want us to do for the nightcap around that 9 o'clock hour. But thank you guys again. Remember to follow us on Twitter at UpsideSN. Hit that subscribe button and the like. Make sure you turn on your notifications. That way you can be notified when we do go live, whenever we do post a short. But again, thank you. We really appreciate all the support we've gained from you guys over the past few months that we've been really focusing on this a lot more than we did in the beginning. Trying to put out a lot more videos for you guys, doing lives pretty much every day. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, please do so. We appreciate every single one of you. Gained about 85, 90 of you guys over the last 3 weeks or so, trying to get over 400 by the end of the week, or end of the month anyway. Let's see if we can make it happen. But thank you guys, and y'all have a great evening out there. We'll see y'all tomorrow night for the White Sox game at about 6 o'clock. Thank you guys.